Alright. So it's recording right now. Hello everyone. I'm Josh.
I'm Trevor.
Yeah. So we've been sitting on our game channel for quite a bit, and we thought we'd finally get around to making a video. And so we decided we'd just kind of talk about gaming stuff and do game sketches and things of that nature. And we wanted our first thing to be us talking about game stuff. And
Yes.
so I thought the first one would be why we don't like Call of Duty.
I don't like Call of Duty. It's bad.
Alright, so
It's a bad game.
I remember the first Call of Duty I ever really played, because I played other ones before it, but the first one I actually owned and played was Call of Duty 4.
Same here.
Yeah, and I got him into it. And the weird thing about Call of Duty 4, I remember, what was it, Halo 3 that was out during that time?
Yes.
And we were really big in Halo 3.
The only reason I played Call of Duty is because I had a really bad internet connection. Halo would not work.
Yeah, and Call of Duty would, which I found to respect it in that sense. And the weird thing is, it seemed like we played Call of Duty just as much, if not more, than we played Halo 3.
Well, it seems like situations are kind of flipping around a bit.
Yeah.
Both the newest Halo server and the Call of Duty server are both equally faulty.
Yeah. I think that's something that is wrong with shooters in general, which we could get into at some other time. But I think the problem with it is after that we started playing Modern Warfare 2 thinking that it would be like a really good sequel, and it kind of was, but it just didn't feel that much different than 4.
I felt like they copy-pasted everything and then just threw some new graphics on top of it.
Yeah, and it just kind of seemed like that World at War, Modern Warfare 2, it just started to get into that trend. I never played World at War because it felt like World at War felt like a step back from Call of Duty 4. Like the time period, the story was fine, but the guns seemed not as good to me. The multiplayer just seemed kind of about the same, and the only thing that really I think they added that was any value was zombies.
Some of the guns sounded like they took a piece of paper and they flicked it.
Yeah,
like, repeatedly.
Like it just seems like they just kind of just took like either half a step forward in some aspects, but then took like a full step backwards in other aspects, which I just didn't like. And after Modern Warfare 2, I promised myself I would not get a Call of Duty unless it looked different, and then a bunch of friends got me into buying Black Ops, which I still kick myself for because I did not like Black Ops. The story didn't make sense in a lot of aspects. The pistols didn't work at all, which made me mad because I loved using pistols in 4.
I stopped playing after Modern Warfare 2. I traded it in.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
But the funny about it is, if I had to play Call of Duty today and wanted to, I would play 4. Like if it would just me and my friends, I would just say, hey, let's play 4, and we'd play 4. I wouldn't go and buy a new Call of Duty just to play that, because 4 is superior to every other Call of Duty that came after it in a lot of ways. Its simplicity where it makes it superior in a lot of ways. The maps seem better too to me. I think the only thing that really the newer Call of Duties have up on it are graphics and maybe zombies.
Graphics are not that important. I never even got to play the zombie type. I really don't care about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we played it on Black Ops for the most part, and the weird thing about it is the way the zombies work in Call of Duty, I'd rather just play an actual zombie game like Left 4 Dead or something. So in that sense, I don't like it. So, and I guess we can talk about Black Ops 2. From what I could hear about Black Ops 2, it looked like they were actually doing a lot of things different, other than just improving graphics and adding more weapons.
Why are
and
there
stuff.
horses?
Yeah, I don't understand about the horses at all. If it's modern day, why horses?
Yeah, futuristic stuff, but then you're on a horse.
Yeah, why have the weird quadcopters and then you're on a horse? I can't fathom that at all.
I mean, unless they combine them in some weird way where you have a flying horse.
Yeah, Hella Horse. Patent pending, the Hella Horse.
That just sounds like it came from...
Hell, yeah. The Hella Horse.
That's exactly where it sounds like.
But I guess also, the way they're fixing the class system, it's not just copy and pasted from every other shooter. They seem like they actually are doing new things with it. I like it, but I'm not buying it because I was like, Black Ops, the first Black Ops made me feel like I was like, I'm not buying it, and then I bought it, and I like I said, I still kick myself to this day for buying it when I could have bought another game. And I really don't think anyone should have pre-ordered it, because the only thing you'd really get from the pre-orders was you might get real physical stuff from it if you pre-ordered it that way on the online thing, which I guess that was just like a huge hook that they were doing with the countless money that they stole from us. And I I really think we shouldn't have pre-ordered it just to send a message to them that it has to be good. And I think that's true for any other game that's been disappointing fans. Like if they ever come out with a Fable 4, I don't think we should pre-order that either, because why should we tell them we're gonna buy it? They should work hard. We need to get into developers' heads that they need to work hard for our.
Pre-orders used to give out actual physical stuff. When the first Sonic Riders came out, like back after Sonic Adventure 2 or something.
Mm-hmm.
I got a fancy shirt for pre-ordering the game.
Yeah, you get things like T-shirts or hats or stuff.
Now it's just, here, have something that's already on the disc.
Yeah.
You pre-ordered it.
What is up with them giving us that they just tore away from the game? Or what's even worse is when they tear stuff from the game and make you pay for it.
I think it's worse that they actually put the stuff in the game, on the game disc, and then you have to pay for it.
Yeah,
you paid for it already. Now
like
you pay
Street
again.
Fighter did that, I think, the new one, or what? Or no?
Capcom or something.
Yeah, it was some Capcom game. I think it was Street Fighter. But also, I really think that if Black Ops is changing stuff, which it seems to do, and it seems to be making games innovative, and the graphics are improving, and they're adding weapons, but they're not overdoing it, I think that's a good step. And if they continue along this path, I'll have faith in Call of Duty again. But it just seemed like it was just spiraling.
Just repasting the weapon skins onto things and just giving it different sound effects and.
Yeah.
Just because you add new guns and new technology does not mean it's a good game. It seems a bit shallow.
Yeah, and the worst part is when you buy a Call of Duty game, or a lot of shooters, and games in general start to get to the point, when you buy a game like that, and it's based all around multiplayer, which I think that's why the story is lacking as much, but it's based all around multiplayer, but then you're playing it, and then like 3 to 6 months later, which seems way too short, they're already announcing the next one.
And then they bring out a DLC, and it's like, here, buy this DLC while you're waiting.
Yeah, here's a bunch of maps that you have to pay for, which I think is stupid. The whole map pack thing.
Now they reintroduce the same map pack for the next game, and it's
What is up with the game? Like they'll come out with the sequel, and then the first or usually like the second map pack is maps from the game before it, which I think is stupid. Why not just put games before it? Why do we have to freaking? I mean, or make it to where like if you actually own the game before that, you can get it for free. I mean, that just.
Yeah, if you're like a loyal customer, you should get.
Yeah, if you're a diehard loyal Call of Duty fan, they should reward you for it because it just seems ridiculous. So I think the way that we summed it up was that Call of Duty, if Black Ops 2 is becoming innovative and they are fixing things, then I think it's good, and I think the series can get out of that trend of just we're gonna make the next game and just chuck a bunch of stuff your way.
Still glad they didn't take Knights of Sidonia from Muse and put that in the Black Ops video because they have horses and lasers or something.
Yeah.
Then I'd just be really annoyed and.
It would.
Come on.
It would. And I think I'm not gonna buy Black Ops 2. I'm gonna continue to play Halo 4 because I think that it's Halo, and at the core of it's still Halo, and a lot of people are saying it's Call of Duty, which I think the number one thing I like about 343, which I know we're getting onto the Halo 4 now, but I think what I liked about 343 is they're actually taking things from other shooters that are pretty much in all shooters now, and they're bringing it into Halo, but they're still making things Halo. Like, you can call it Call of Duty if you want, but it still feels Halo to me. And I think that's the number one thing that Call of Duty needs to keep doing. They need to take stuff from other games, but they need to make sure that it still feels like Call of Duty, and they need to make sure that it stays fresh, because otherwise I'm just not going to play Call of Duty ever again. Which is bad, because Call of Duty has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just if they start taking any sort of shielding systems, then you know that it's becoming Call of Halo.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every shooter, or military shooter at least, is copying each other, which I'm fine with, but they need to become innovative too. They need to add new stuff.
Something new.
Yeah.
I mean, Halo added a whole new race of character, or enemies, a whole new set of guns, but...
And Black Ops added horses, so... But message to all developers, make sure you're adding stuff that's new and fun and fresh, and we will continue to buy our games. So if it comes
I actually read something that said they don't want to try anything new until the next generation of console comes out, because if they do that, and they don't want to push anything too crazy into an old console right before a new console comes out.
See, I don't agree with that though, because in my opinion it seems like you should try and come up with innovative things, because at the very least, not everyone's going to buy the next gen. I mean, it's a fact. The next Xbox or the next PS4, whatever it is, the next one, not everyone's going to come out and buy it right away. But there are going to be people that are still going to play the Xbox 360 and the PS3. So you need to make sure there are still people playing those games. Because unless they, like, if they have a good, sturdy Call of Duty game that stays on the Xbox 360, every Xbox 360 people that keep playing it will still play it until, like, they see a Call of Duty that's better that makes it worth buying the next one. So.
Well, I also read that some developers are hoping that the next generation for consoles doesn't last as long as this one, because this one's been, what, 10 years?
Yeah, but that I think if anything, we should want it to last longer.
Well, as a consumer, probably, but
Yeah.
as the game developers, they want to push forward.
Yeah.
They probably want to make more money, but...
See, but that's, okay, limitations make games better, in my opinion, because they have to find a way around them, and usually roadblocks that they come across in the development process makes games better because they have to do things either in a different way or in it seems fresh, but it makes them have to try harder, in my opinion, and that's what developers need to do. They need to continue to try hard because we're not idiots. We're going to spend money on games that we like. We're not going to keep spending money on games that literally are just that much better, that much different than the ones before.
Well, just they're also not taking as many risks putting out new games. That's why we're seeing a bunch of kind of recycled old games.
See, but I'd rather them take a risk and it be bad than just to come out with another one and feel the same, in my opinion.
Well, they make something completely innovative, and then they put it on in the older gen console.
Mm-hmm.
Then the new gen comes out. Other developers could probably take ideas from that design and then push it for themselves. So if they wait with their new ideas,
Yeah.
then they could possibly have new IPs that are actually worth more.
Probably.
But then it's just getting kind of boring with what we've got.
Yeah. It does seem like most shooters are starting to just mold into one shooter, and they're all about the same now. Call of Duty seems too much like Battlefield. Battlefield seems too much like,
Too much trying to put everything together.
Yeah, Halo seems too much like Call of Duty and Battlefield in some senses.
Halo seems a bit too shallow now. The multiplayer is just get experience.
Yeah.
Kind of hoping they put something new in there because it is early.
Yeah. See, the thing that I think sticks with me in Halo though is the Spartan Ops and the campaign, the story, because they just still
They
feel.
humanized Master Chief.
Yeah, they did, and I like that about that. And also, I think Spartan Ops, the way they did it, that they're actually it's a completely different story. It's got stuff it's missions that you actually want to do relative to the story. It's not like just ripped out of the campaign and something you can do, co-op. I think that's something definitely I want to see in Spec Ops for future Call of Duty stuff as well.
Actual stuff that pertains to the story, not just random, here, go do this and kill this dude.
The weirdest thing was Modern Warfare 2's Spec Ops didn't make sense to me because why, if you're going to make it to where it's basically just a campaign mission you can do with a friend, why not just make the campaign
co-op?
Yeah, co-op. Why not just make it co-op, Just, it doesn't make sense to me. But, so, I guess that's a good stopping point. In general, make sure that Call of Duty stays innovative and fresh and new. Don't just spout out the same game over and over because that's not what we want as consumers. We want games to be new. Otherwise, we're just not
something fresh and something that's not shallow or boring or repetitive.
Yeah. So thanks for being here with us. We'll do another one of these and maybe some other stuff on our game channel.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually, whenever. So we'll see.
This isn't coffee.
No, it's not.